So I invite you now to take a couple of breaths, close your eyes, bring your hands to heart center. Draw in a deep breath, extend the spine, and exhale. Inhale, drawing the breath, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. And in this quiet spot in your mind, place in your mind, if you could identify an intention for your practice today, a way to orient yourself in your practice and in your day. Now open the eyes. Inhale and release the hands as you rise your hands up. Looking up and stretching up, and exhale. 2 more, inhaling up. Opening the shoulders, following with your gaze. Exhale all the way out. Inhaling fully and deeply, and exhale. And now come to all fours, coming off your blocks if you were using those, finding that padding for your knees if you like to use that. Be here for just a moment. So standing on your knees, bring your shoulders back over your hips and bringing your chin back, maybe tucking it slightly. As you inhale, bring the left foot out to the side. Your toes are pointing towards the front of the mat. Shoulders and hips still aligned, and engage your core. So you're strengthening and protecting your core and your low back, and try to keep this nice lift and alignment. As you inhale up, reaching up and looking up. Exhale, left hand comes to the left leg. Inhale, reach a little further with the right, and fold towards your leg, opening through the side body and keeping the shoulders aligned with one another. Looking to the side or even looking up if that's available for you for your neck. Inhale all the way up, lift and lengthen. Exhale, right hand comes to the floor and the left arm reaches up, tracing over your ear. And now focus on the length between the edge of your left foot and the tips of your left fingers. Breathe into this space. On your next inhale, bring yourself back up. Bring both hands back to the mat. Right palm and fingers engage on the mat. Left hand sweeps up, and you come into a gentle twist on this side. Again, focusing on bringing the shoulders over one another, finding length in your spine, looking up towards your fingers or towards the side of the wall. Exhale, back down. Bring the knees together and shift to the other side. Bring the right foot out, toes pointing towards the mat, and come up. Lift and feel length in your spine as you inhale and grow taller. All the way up, look up. Bring the right hand to the right leg. Reach up with that left hand as if you're going to reach to the ceiling, and then fold over laterally, lengthening through the side body. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, left hand to the floor, reaching right fingertips away from the edge of your foot and even pressing into the edge of that foot, creating length through the side body. Filling with breath. Next inhale, coming all the way up. Hands to the mat in front of you. Right hand comes in front of your face. Left hand lifts. Left hand comes to the mat and right hand lifts. Coming all the way up and looking up to your right fingertips. One more breath. Exhale, both hands in front of you. Bring both knees under your hips, both hands under your shoulders. Find length from the tailbone to the top of the crown of the head. Engage your core again so that you're protecting your back. Press into your hands. Take a nice inhale and exhale. We're going to do 3 cat-cows. Inhaling, lift, articulating the spine, lifting the head, dropping the belly. Exhaling, rounding, pressing. Feel some strength in your chest. Press into your hands. Release the head. Inhale up. Exhale, round spine, drop your head. Press into your hands. Last time, inhale. And exhale, coming back to neutral. Bringing your focus to your left knee. Inhale the right knee up. Bring it forward into the top of above the elbow, and then circle back around. Starting with small circles. 2. Rotate through and create some openness in the hip. 3. 4. And for folks who are engaged in a lot of cycling or running, reverse that. You may notice that this is an area and a movement that you don't normally engage in, and this strengthens all the supporting muscles in your hips. So take time and explore that connection and that range of motion. 2 more. And pause. Extend the leg back and lift, keeping awareness of your core as you lift the leg. Now bring it back to hip level, cross over the left leg, plant the ball of the foot on the right side. Move your hands out and press back, opening through the back of the leg as you take a couple of breaths here. And then come back, both knees under both hips. Take a breath, exhale, lift left knee, and begin to explore the same range of motion on this side, beginning by bringing the knee forward, down, up, and around. About 2 more times, using your breath, staying aware of the core and the low back, engaging and supporting. Pause and reverse. About 3 more times. Notice if there's any difference in the sensations in this side versus your right side. Pause, lengthen the leg back, engage your glute and lift. Feel the strength of the glute, maybe point and flex the foot. Bring the leg back to hip level, cross the right leg and plant the ball of the foot. Feel free to extend your hands away and press back, opening through the back leg and further opening through your hips. Bring the knees back together, walk your hands up, curl the toes under, and begin to lengthen through your legs, walking the hands out, and find downward facing dog. Pressing into your hands, lifting through your hips, walking out your legs and finding length in the back of the legs. Press into your hands and lift the hips a little higher. Release your neck. Good. 1 more breath. Carefully walk or hop forward to the front of the mat. Feet together. And then inhale as you roll up one vertebra at a time. And come all the way up to standing. I want to show you a breathing practice now. We're going to try and raise our breathing rate and create a little bit of heat. This is a breathing practice that I encourage you to use anytime, especially 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon is a great time to use this. It's called Breath of Joy. We're going to increase our heart rates a little bit and get a little bit warmer before we move into some more of the standing practices. Make sure you have a little bit of space. This is an auditory type of a practice as well. Feel free to engage in that if you can, or if there's folks asleep or whatever, or you don't want to disturb someone, you can keep it more quiet. But it is basically a series of inhales. As you bend your knees, you inhale, bring the arms forward, inhale, bring the arms out, inhale, bring the arms up, all the way extending up, like it's an extending mountain, and then exhale all the way out as you allow the hands to come down. So we're going to start with a series of these. We'll do about 8 of these. Play around with it and see if this works for you. We'll start slower and then increase the rate and then slow down again and then go into some more standing work. Feel free to, at all times, stay aware of the alignment of the body, strengthen your legs, lengthen your spine, and the breath. So let's start slowly, a couple of rounds. Inhale, 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 exhale. All right, inhale, again. Ha. 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 Start slowing down. One more. All right. So let that go. Hopefully you feel a little bit of increase in your rate of your heart rate, a little bit more heat in the body. Want to start now continuing to focus on breath and movement. I want you to stand in mountain, find that strong base, take a step back with your right leg, and begin to find the base for Warrior One. Left foot, toes pointing towards the front of the mat. Right foot is at a slight angle. If you drew a line from the heel of your front foot to the back, it would bisect the arch of your back foot. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, bend deeply into your left knee. Be aware of the alignment of the knee over the ankle, and you might want to check and see if you can see the toes, your toes right in front of your knee. So extend and lengthen into this base. This should be a familiar base to you. As you inhale, reach the arms up. You can have a slight bend in your elbows, relax your shoulders, look up, and take a couple of breaths. Be aware of your base. Press into the ball mound of the front and back foot and feel where that engagement takes place in your legs. Take a breath. Now I want you to, without moving your feet, imagine drawing your feet towards each other, engaging the insides of your legs and growing a little taller, reaching up and taking a breath. Exhale, leave your feet where they are, allow the hands to come down. We're going to continue with pranayama practice. Left hand stays where it is. Right hand reaches back slowly on an inhale. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, press out with your right hand. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, press forward. Inhale, back. Exhale, slowly press forward as if you're pressing a great weight as you lengthen your exhale. Beautiful. Straighten the front leg. Reach up, look up. Turn the back foot forward and step in, both feet together in mountain pose. Step back with the left foot. Find your base for warrior one. Slight angle to the back foot. Front knee over ankle. Seeing your toes just peeking out in front of your knee. Thinking about aligning through the spine, lengthening. Inhale with the arms up. And now pressing into the ball mounds of both feet. Pretend that you could tear the mat in half just using the strength of your legs and your feet. Press into the ball mound and feel the engagement in the top of the quad and back of the glute. Breathe into this, strengthen. And now shift the focus. Without moving your feet, draw the inner parts of your legs together, scissoring them together, and lengthen through the core, through the spine. Lift. Beautiful. When you're ready, bring the hands down in front of the chest. We're going to do the same breathing practice, and this is just to increase the focus on the breath and move the energy through the body. So as you inhale deeply, draw the hand back. Push it out, exhale. Inhale back. Push out, exhale. Last time, very slowly, inhale back. This time, pushing against a great weight. Push forward, slowly exhale. Bring the feet towards the same wall. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, bring hands to heart center and hop or step the feet together. Beautiful. Take a moment, stand in mountain. Hands at heart center, close your eyes, and just focus on the breath and how you're feeling. Notice any change that you've experienced since we started. When you're ready, release. Step the left foot forward and the right foot back. If you're using, if you have blocks and you have them handy, bring a block alongside the left foot. This time our legs are going to be fairly straight. Feel free to take a slight bend to protect the knees. We're setting up for triangle pose, Chandrasana. Want to imagine on alignment cues as if you were standing against a wall, and I invite you at some point, either now or in the future, to do Trikonasana against a wall. It's very informative. You want to think about bringing the hips, the backs of the hips against that wall, the backs of your shoulder blades in line with the hips, also touching the wall if possible. The torso is rotated to the side as you inhale up. Reset the shoulders back in the sockets and relax them down. Strong through the core as you inhale and shift the hips back. And exhale, begin to reach forward. Reach as if you could reach all the way through the screen, and we can touch our fingertips towards each other. Reaching and then rotating the front hand down as the left hand comes up. the right hand comes up and the left hand goes down, finding a block or the shin. Once you've found the landing space for the lower hand, focus on lifting the crown of the head away from the hips, and then inhaling and rotating the shoulders over each other as you look to the side or look up to your upper hand. Now, again, press into the base, front foot and back foot, pressing in and lifting the hips, hands reaching away from each other, crown of the head reaching away from hips. Extend fully and take a couple of breaths. On your next inhale, reach up and begin to rotate around. Bring the hands to your hips. Step the back foot in just a little bit and rotate towards the front. Take your block and set it about 10 inches away from the left foot at an angle. Balancing on the right the right toe mound, strengthen in your left leg and foot. We're going to do a balancing pose here. Several options. Strengthening into your left foot, inhale and let the right leg rise from the floor as you bring your torso down. Arms can be to the side as you lift the back leg and lengthen. Press into your back heel as if your back heel was in connection with the wall and you're pressing into the wall. Strongly flexing through the left ankle. Stay here or begin to rotate the hand down to the block and rotate the right hand up, opening into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Hands reaching away from each other, heel reaching away from the crown of the head, strengthening through your core. Two more breaths here. And to release, allow the right hand to begin to come down, right leg to join the left, both feet beside each other. Inhale yourself all the way up. Roll the shoulders down, stand in mountain, step the left leg back. Setting up for triangle pose on the opposite side. Spread your toes, strong in your feet. Bring your alignment, shoulders, hips against that imaginary wall. Inhale the arms out. Rotate the shoulders down, lift the chest. Strong through your core. Inhale, shift the hips back. Exhale, begin to reach forward, finding that block, your books or props, or the shin, allowing the hand to find its resting place, pressing into that, and then lengthening in all directions. Crown the head from the hips, hands away from each other, open through your chest, and now press into that strong base. Feel the strength of your legs. Two more breaths here. Strong through your core, rotating through the torso. And to release, bring the hand down, step the left foot in, bring the block to the outside of your right foot about 10 inches away at an angle, and then begin to float the left foot up. Press through your heel. And this is another asana you can actually physically do against a wall with the heel pressing into the wall that you're standing about a leg's length away. Strongly flex through your right ankle. Find a focus point and then begin to lift the left arm up, following with your gaze if that's available to you. And think about moving in all four directions. Strong through the core. Maximum reach between the fingers and the hands. Strong in your back leg. One more breath. And then release. Bringing the feet back to each other and rolling up one vertebra at a time. Now bringing, again, step back with the left foot. This time, both feet are going to be facing in the same direction. Maybe slightly angling the toes towards each other. Slight bend in the knees to protect them. Shoulders, torso over the hips. Finding maximum length as you press into the sides of your feet and feel the strength of your legs. Inhale, lengthen the torso up out of your hips. Exhale, bring the hands behind, interlace your fingers. Inhale and begin to tip the torso forward. Pausing for a moment at your flat back. Press into your feet and lift the crown of the head away from the hips. Maximum length. Exhale and then begin to continue to fold any amount. Pressing into your heels, lifting the hips. And then begin to bring the hands up, stretching through the shoulders, and enjoying this nice inversion. If that's something that that's available to you, press into the sides of the feet. Continue to lift the hips. Relax through the neck. Maybe enjoy some Ujjayi breath if you're familiar with that. Constricting the back of the throat. Inhaling and then audible exhale. Release the hands and allow them to come to the mat in front of you. Place the left hand directly under your gaze. Inhale the right hand up. Twisting and looking up. Exhale, replace right with left. Inhale up and follow with your gaze. You might feel a lengthening and a stretch through the inner part of your right leg. Exhale, back together. And now, keeping the feet wide, you can bring them in just a little bit and bring the toes out towards the edges of the mat, the corners of the mat, and begin to sink down into a squatting position. Hands, elbows come to the insides of the knees, pressing the palms of the hands together and lengthening the crown of the head away from the hips. Feel a strong stretch through the inner parts of your legs, and you can gently rock side to side. Continue to lift and lengthen through the spine. If this is uncomfortable to you, this is a place where you can use a block to come to rest and still get the benefit of stretching through the inner parts of your legs by pressing the elbows in and pressing the palms together. And then when you're ready, bring one hand behind. Legs start to come together and come to a seated position on the mat. So I want to do a couple of things, strengthening the core. Let me change the focus of this so you can see a little bit better. So we're going to do Navasana, the boat pose. Finding a place where you're balancing on the sit bones, but mostly thinking about lengthening through the spine throughout this asana. Lengthening and strengthening through the spine before you do anything else. Creating that length from the base of the spine to the crown of the head. Tilting back and allowing one leg to come up and then the other. You can maintain hands under knees as you point and flex the feet. Focus on the breath. For more sensation, you can bring the hands out alongside. Here for about 2 more breaths, or allow the hands to come all the way up and lengthen through your legs. One more breath here. And then allow your knees to come into the chest, hands to come to the outside of the knees. Beginning to feel some awareness of your core. Now take 2 blocks alongside. Bring the feet in front of each other, crossed. And this is also a core strengthening exercise. Press into the blocks and begin to try and lift the feet off the mat. Pressing and lifting, and then coming back down. Let's try that again. Crossing the feet in front. Think about strengthening through your core, contracting through the core, and allowing the legs to come up. Press into the hands, lift the feet. And release. Good one. I'm going to keep working on this myself. Let's do Navasana one more time. Inhaling, lifting one leg and then the other. And then take any variation for 5 breaths. And bring the legs back in. Bring the soles of the feet to the mat. Bring the feet around the side and come onto your belly. Press the tops of the feet strongly into the mat. Allow the forehead to rest on the mat and your hands alongside your shoulders. The strength of this posture comes from pressing into the tops of the feet, pressing into the pelvic triangle, and very, very light, if any, pressure in the hands. So you can experiment with raising the hands slightly off the mat, but be very, very light in your hands. Inhale and lengthen the crown of the head forward. Continue to breathe as you continue to peel your chest up into a low cobra. Elbows knitted into the body. Press into the tops of the feet and press into your pelvic triangle. Very light in the hands. One more breath. Exhale all the way back down to the mat. Release and windshield wiper the legs back and forth. You're going to take half both pose. So with your next breath, begin to either with your strap or with your hand, reach back, take the ankle in one hand, keep the knees aligned with one another, flex the foot back, and gently draw the leg up, feeling a stretch through the hip flexor and through the quad. Lift your chest. Exhale, release. Other side, bring the heel in towards the glute. Reach back. Grab the ankle, flex the foot, peel the chest up, and then kick the foot into the hand, opening through the shoulder, stretching through the quad. Exhale, release. Press up. Curl the toes under and come into a high plank position. Pressing into your hands, lifting through your your hips and keeping a straight line from the back of the heels all the way to the crown of the head. Without moving your hands, feel as if you're moving the hands towards each other, as if you were going to wrinkle the mat in the center and engage strongly through your chest. Press into your fingers. The Guinness Book of World Records for this is 8 hours, and so we only have about 7:57 to go. Continue to hold and breathe. No, just kidding. Continue to lift and breathe. Press into your hands, lift the hips. And then when you're ready, gently come to the knees, bring them out to the edge of the mat, and press back into child's pose. Shifting from side to side, releasing the shoulders, maybe rolling the wrists out. And then come forward and feel free, we're going to do side plank. So feel free to extend the hand and the wrist and come to the side this way, or come to your forearm and extend this away, or bring the top leg forward and extend, or bring the bottom knee and come up, similar to the gate pose that we did at the beginning of class. So find the variation that works for you. We're on our left side, left edge of the foot, pressing into the left hand. Inhale, lift, and find that same strong line of energy. Reaching the hands away from each other. One more breath. Exhale, begin to bring the hands towards each other as you rotate through any version that you're taking, and find the same side plank on the right side. Again, coming to your knee, coming to your forearm, finding the variation that works for you, and then breathing into that space. Strengthen through the core and the glutes. Press into your feet. Lift. 2 more breaths. And then bring the hands back to center. Come to the knees for a moment and press back into child's pose. Release the hands and the neck. Press into your hands. Curl the toes under and press back into down dog. Pedaling the legs out. Will be our last working asana, and then we'll start to take it down. Inhale the right leg back, extending and lengthening. Exhale, press into your hands and allow the right knee to come forward to the right elbow. Strong through your core and hover. Find that length and extension. Exhale all the way back. You can also do this from your knees. Smaller range of motion. Inhale, knee down the center of the body. Knee towards nose, hover, point your foot. Feel the strength of the hands and the arms, shoulders. Exhale all the way back. Extend the leg. Inhale, knee comes across the body to the left elbow. Hovering and strengthening. Exhale all the way back. This time, inhaling, bring the right leg behind the right wrist. Flex strongly through your foot. And begin to lengthen the left leg back behind you, coming into pigeon pose. Pressing the hands into the mat and lifting the chest. Notice if you have a space behind the hip on your front leg, and bring your cushion or your padding under that hip so that both hips are resting on something. Inhale and lengthen up. Exhale, walk the hands forward, holding over that front leg, bringing the forehead to rest on your hands. If this is too intense, or if you have issues with sciatica or other nerve issues, then please do this on your back. Supine pigeon, right up in your four shape with your legs, and drawing the legs closer to you. Close the eyes. Soften through your hips. Relax your face and your jaw. Begin to press into your hands as you inhale. Lengthen through the spine. If you want to take one more stretch through the quad, engage strongly through your core. Lift the left leg back, heel coming towards the glute. You could use a strap or reach behind for the ankle, gently drawing that heel towards your glute, and feeling a strong stretch on the left hip flexor as you breathe into this. Let that go. Both hands in front, curl the feet under, press into your toes and begin to create space, lifting the hips. Sweep the right leg back and press back into downward facing dog. Move your prop to the other side, bending up for that side. Lift the hips and lengthen. Notice the difference between the right and the left leg. Does the right hip feel a little different, a little more spacious? As you inhale, bring the left leg back. We'll go through the same Kira on this side. Lengthen. Bring the knee forward towards the left elbow and hover. Exhale, press back. Inhale, press back and lengthen. Exhale, pressing forward, bring your knee towards your nose. Press into your hands. Feel the strength and length. Exhale, press back. Come forward, knee comes across the body towards the right elbow. And press back. And this time we'll move into that pigeon pose. Inhale, reaching the knee towards the left wrist, flexing through your feet, reaching the right leg back. Top of the foot comes to the floor or the mat. Bring the any padding you were using on the other side, if you need that, to make contact with the hips. Lift the chest and lengthen. Exhale, begin to come forward. The forearms to a block, to hands stacked on top of each other. Use your breath to soften and allow yourself to fold over the leg. Your hands and lift the chest. If you want to go for that optional stretch through the right hip flexor and right quad, bend the right knee, reach back, reaching for that ankle, flex through your foot, and gently draw the heel towards the glute as you lift the crown of the head away and open through the front of the right side. One more breath. Bring the toes down. Plant the ball of the foot and begin to lift the hips, creating space, sweeping the left leg back, and coming back into downward facing dog, bringing the knees to the mat, bringing them around the front, and we'll start to wind this down. Gently rolling to your back. Soles of the feet to the floor. Inhale the knees into the chest. Bring the arms up into goalpost arms or cactus arms, or extend them out into a T shape, whatever's comfortable to you. Bring the soles of the feet to the floor and gently shift the hips slightly to the left side of your mat. As you inhale and exhale, allow the knees to fall to the right side of your body. You can take your gaze to the left. You could also use your right hand on the outside edge of the left knee, guiding it towards the floor, and just letting go into this last twisting posture. One more breath. Coming through center. Exhaling, allowing the knees to come to the other side. Your left side, left hand comes to the outside edge of the right knee. Closing your eyes. Feeling an openness through the chest to keep your shoulders settled onto the mat. And now releasing your knees and coming back through center, allowing your right leg to extend and then the left. Your right arm and left arm to extend long outside your body. Feel free to grab something to cover your eyes. We'll be in Shavasana for just a moment or so. But feel the length in the body and begin to focus again on your breath. Try to completely relax. Feeling a deep sense of relaxation from the bottom of your feet. Moving up through your legs, through your core. Feeling a heaviness in your hands and forearms. Knowing for the next several breaths, there's nowhere you need to go and nothing you need to do. Enjoying the quiet mind. Now beginning to bring some awareness back to your fingers, to your toes. On your next deep inhale, draw the hands and arms up and take a deep stretch. Arms overhead. And then exhale, bring the hands back towards your torso. On your next inhale, bring the knees into the chest and wrap your arms around your knees. Hug your knees into your chest. and roll to one side or the other. Taking your time and maintaining a soft gaze, press up into a seated position, finding that length and lift. Inhaling the hands to heart center. Again, closing the eyes and bringing that intention that you set for yourself, for today, for your practice to mind. I want to thank you for practicing with me today. The light within me honors the light within you. Namaste.